The core values of the Ealing Learning Partnership are number one, partnership between schools and Ealing Council so that we can solve the problems of Ealing children together. Partnership between schools so that we can work together and support each other to deliver the very best practice that we possibly can, and make sure that no school is left behind and no child is left behind. And that is at the heart of everything we do.
The Ealing Learning Partnership really binds the council together with its member schools as joint partners to work on behalf of all the children and young people in the locality. Only by working as a whole system can we meet the needs of the children and families that we serve, and indeed tackle some of the systemic inequalities that shape children's lives.
I'm particularly looking forward to the future of education. We're going through what's going to be quite a challenging stage in most schools' development with the changes in funding and the likelihood that there's going to be some tough decisions ahead. And the more we can work collaboratively to overcome those, I think it'll be the better for everybody.
It allows us to have access to quality CPD, access a network of schools that are trailblazing in particular areas. It also allows us to be supported in terms of peer reviews, where we can work collaboratively with other schools to develop my subject leaders, to develop looking at our school improvement plan, areas that we want to focus on and get some external validation.
So our deputy head teachers attend the Behaviour and Inclusion Network and the deputy head teachers network, and find that cross-borough work with colleagues is really stimulating, and similarly for our SENCO. So I think that it's the way that at all levels of the organisation, and for me that's what's important about the partnership. It's not just about what happens at head teacher level, but it happens throughout the school. It's actually connecting us with our Ealing colleagues so that we can work together for Ealing children.
No organisations are going to be able to survive in an uncertain world, and what the partnership gives us is that certainty. We are driving and formulating what we plan to do, and collaborative work across schools is always going to be the best way, because it's shared experience, it's shared expertise, it's shared professionalism, and it's solving contextual based challenges together. I don't think whatever the agenda or whatever is going to come over the horizon for schools in 3-5 years' time is going to negate the need to have schools working together professionally and supporting each other.
I would say definitely it's worth becoming a member. I think one of the reasons why it's great to be within an organisation that's anti-racist. So from a personal perspective, that's absolutely fantastic. To really be, trailblazing and front-running in terms of the work around anti-racism.
With our secondary schools achieving first place across the country for Progress 8, that tells us a lot about our school's investment in children, whatever their background. But we still have work to do. And what the partnership is set up to do over the next 3 years is to place much focus on children with additional needs and children from Black heritage backgrounds.
One of the other advantages of ELP and the partnership between schools is we are able to then support colleagues with our expert skill and advice around certain types of disability, learning difficulties, and give back to make the life for students in those mainstream settings easier for them and to overcome some of the barriers.
The data analysis that happens within the ELP team, that also doesn't always exist in local authorities, is a really supportive one for leaders in schools, because it helps them negotiate their data and analyse it and be able to then come up with next steps and action plans to address the needs of children as a whole.
We've just introduced a diversity programme, and there's been excellent sign-up. Ealing now are looking at making sure there is representation across all cultural groups in leadership. There is training for leaders and governors in terms of combating unconscious bias, in ensuring that senior leadership teams are well represented in terms of the culture of the children and the backgrounds of the children that we educate. One of the key drivers for ELP is very important to ensure that our children have role models that they can look up to.
Let's not forget outcomes. 95% of all schools in Ealing are currently judged to be good or outstanding. In 2022, our educational outcomes remain well above the national average, right across the board. And we know that our disadvantaged children go on to achieve fantastic outcomes overall.
The Council's committed to supporting and improving our schools in Ealing, and working with the Ealing Learning Partnership is an invaluable way that we can connect with our school leaders and really tackle the things that matter so that no school or no child is left behind.